Hey gamers, it's MtG here, and today I'm bringing you another Magic the Gathering deck tech video. What's new? Today we're doing a very simple Rakdos aggro build, and we're only playing one card, well, I guess technically two, but really only one card that we're splashing black for, and that's going to be Mayhem Devil. So the point of this deck is really to produce a lot of creatures, a lot of small creatures, and find ways to sacrifice them and deal extra damage to our opponents while just running them down with a lot of creatures and a couple of burn spells. Let's go ahead and before I get into this deck, I do want to say that this deck is completely okay. Aside from the two Dragonskull Summits I have in here, it is completely rotation proof. Yes, that's right. You heard me. Completely rotation proof. So in the fall, in the couple months when we have a big rotation in standard, a bunch of sets are going to drop out of standard. This deck will still be hanging around, kicking the can. No, not kicking the bucket, because it'll still be a thing. Anyways, the bucket will still be there. It'll be unkicked, if you know the phrase that I'm referring to. That was not the correct way to say that, but we're gonna just move on. Okay, so let's talk about this deck. All right, the main cards we want to work with here are Mayhem Devil. This is a 3-mana 3/3, and whenever a player sacrifices a permanent, Mayhem Devil deals 1 damage to any target. Okay, so that's fine. It's not super special, but if we have a lot of things that are going to be sacrificing, this gets us a lot of extra damage. Now, what is so special about this deck in particular is that we are not going to be actively sacrificing creatures very often. We have a couple of ways to actively sacrifice, and by that I mean we have spells or abilities that say sacrifice this and it does this. But most of the time, we're going to be sacrificing because of Chandra, Acolyte of Flame, or because of Thunderkin Awakener, okay? Now, let's talk about Shaundra first. She has 2 0 abilities. One of them is put a loyalty counter on each red planeswalker you control, so occasionally that will be probably what we want to do, but most of the time we're going to be using her other 0 ability that says create 2 1/1 red elemental creature tokens. They gain haste. Sacrifice them at the beginning of the next end step. So this automatically produces 2 creatures that we can use to sacrifice for cards like Heartfire, which we were playing 4 copies of. And but also, if we don't even do that, they just sacrifice themselves at the end step. So we automatically, if we have Mayhem Devil on the field, we automatically get 2 extra damage out of those 1/1s that we create, right? So even if we make these 1/1s and we don't attack with them because say our opponent has creatures, has blockers that have lifelink, and we don't want to attack, we just let them sit there, and then we sack them at the end of the end step, and then we deal 2 damage to whatever we want to, whether we're using that as removal or just pumping damage into the opponent's face. We like doing that as well. Chandra is very nice, very consistent damage production here because we can just constantly produce new creatures that can be sacrificed or just deal damage to the face. Very, very simple, very nice. We're obviously going to be running 4 Light Up the Stage. I guess this isn't necessarily obvious, but we are running 4 Light Up the Stage because this is an aggro deck, and Light Up the Stage is amazing. So whenever we deal damage, you can cast this for its spectacle cost of 1 red, and then we exile the top 2 cards of your library until the end of your next turn. You may play those cards. So this just lets us see extra cards, and that's something we definitely want to be doing in an aggro deck where we're playing lots of creatures, lots of small creatures. Now, let's go back and talk about Thunderkin Awakener. This is a brand new elemental from M20 that hasn't seen much play yet, as far as I can tell. I haven't seen this pop up in many decks, but we're using it here, and it is very, very good for us because it is a 2-mana 1/2, which isn't particularly good, but it does have haste, so that's nice. But the real special thing about this is that whenever Thunderkin Awakener attacks, choose target elemental creature card in your graveyard with toughness less than Thunderkin Awakener's toughness. Return that card to the battlefield tapped and attacking. Sacrifice it at the beginning of the next end step. So it's not just complete, it's not unconditional removal. We do have to sacrifice that creature at the beginning of the next end step, but if we want to sacrifice things, Mayhem Devil, right, this is not too bad, and especially if we are bringing Scampering Scorcher back. Because if we bring Scampering Scorcher back from the graveyard with Thunderkin Awakener, it creates us 2 1/1s, and then it attacks, and then we sacrifice it at the end of our end step, or at the beginning of our end step, and we get to deal extra damage with Mayhem Devil on the field. So we've got nice creature production and damage production combos going on in this deck that I really, really, really like. Thunderkin Awakener is very good in this deck. You do have to remember that it's an elemental creature card in your graveyard with toughness less than Thunderkin Awakener's toughness. So that is only going to apply to a couple of our cards. So obviously Mayhem Devil's not a elemental, but we have Scorch Spitter here. It's a 1/1, so that gets, that can get brought back. Runaway Steam-Kin is actually a 1/1, and we're running it in this deck. So that can be brought back, though temporarily, so we don't, make use of its abilities very much. We just kind of bring it back as a 1/1 attacker, which is fine. It's fine. It's another source of creatures in our graveyard that we can bring back, and it's very useful in the mid and the early game to produce us extra mana and produce us extra power. But then our other 1/1 elemental is Scampering Scorcher. I mean, Scampering Scorcher and Thunderkin Awakener were like made for each other, right? Like, if they kill your Scampering Scorcher, or if you kill your own Scampering Scorcher with Heartfire or something, you can bring it back the next turn with Thunderkin Awakener, and you're getting 2 more elementals out of it besides itself, right? So this is very good. If we keep on recurring this out of our graveyard, or putting it in and bringing it back, we're creating lots of elemental creatures. And at one point, I was trying to do a deck, and I think it's going to be a separate deck where we're going to have Cavalcade of Calamity, because Cavalcade of Calamity just works really well with Thunderkin Awakener and Scampering Scorcher, because that's a lot of damage. But I think that's more of like a Chandra Spitfire deck, so I'm working on that too, so if you want to see that, stay tuned for that as well. I've covered most things so far, I think. Obviously, I did mention we're playing Runaway Steam-Kin, because it's just a mono-red bomb. Like, if you're playing anything mono-red, which is basically what we're playing, we're splashing black from Mayhem Devil, and that's it. And this is also a red card, so that's fine. Yeah, so Runaway Steam-Kin is great in red. It produces extra mana, produces power, so we can play our bigger spells and play more spells per turn using its remove 3 +1/+1 counters and add 3 red mana. So that's very nice. In Scorch Spitter, if you haven't seen it, it's a 1/1 for 1, and whenever it attacks, it deals 1 damage to the player or planeswalker it's attacking. So that's pretty nice. If we're ever attacking planeswalkers, this does deal an extra damage to it, which is pretty good. Then we're running 2 copies of Footlight Fiend, and I just wanted an extra low mana cost creature that's going to do a little bit extra something when we sacrifice it. Originally, I had Fanatical Firebrand in here, but I wanted to cut it out because I want to make this rotation proof, and Footlight Fiend is a pretty decent alternative to Fanatical Firebrand, so keep that in mind. And then let's see, Shock. This is M20, so running 2 Shocks just as basic early game removal, mainly for things like when we see on turn 1 or 2, we see a Llanowar Elf come down, or like a Incubation Druid. We want to go ahead and kill that pretty early so our opponent can't ramp. That slows our opponents down and lets us deal a lot of damage without them getting big creatures on the field. And one other new card that we're playing here is Mask of Immolation. This is a 2-mana artifact equipment, and when it enters the battlefield, you create a 1/1 red elemental creature token, then you attach Mask of Immolation to it. And then, equipped creature has sacrificed this creature, it deals 1 damage to any target. This is actually a super good card. It may not seem very good, but trust me, if you have this on the field and you don't really have any cards in hand to do anything with, this is amazing. Since we're playing a lot of 1/1s, we're really okay with sacrificing things to deal 1 damage to our opponent. So we can just spend a lot of mana to sacrifice, like equip this, sacrifice that creature, equip it, sacrifice another creature. And if we have Mayhem Devil on the field, that produces us a ton of damage. One of the things I will say is also, like, if you have this on a creature and your opponent tries to kill that creature, this doesn't cost any mana to actually activate the ability. You don't have to tap your creature to activate the ability. You just sacrifice it and it deals 1 damage. So that's a very nice way to avoid, to actually get some value out of your creature even when they're trying to remove it. So that's pretty nice. One weird thing you might see here is that we're running 1 copy of Skarrgan Hellkite. Now, I don't think you have to do this, but there's been a couple scenarios where this card has become in like very, very clutch for me in certain situations. Skarrgan Hellkite is obviously just like a super good card, right? It's a 4/4 flyer with Riot, and it costs 5, and it has this nice 4-mana ability where it deals 2 damage divided as you choose among 1 or 2 targets. Activate this ability only if Skarrgan Hellkite has +1/+1 counter. So the main reason we want to do this is if our opponent has somehow swept our board, gotten rid of all our threats, and we just need to deal a little bit of extra damage, we play this on a later turn when we actually have 5 mana on the field, and we get a 4/4 flyer with haste, and just go ahead and either deal the killing blow to our opponent or move a planeswalker when they can't block it. So that's actually very, very, very nice for us. You'll notice it's a little bit expensive for this deck. We don't want to generally be putting a lot of 5-mana creatures in here. I had 2 Skarrgan Hellkites at one point, but I felt like that was too much. I really think 1 is actually very good, though. You can obviously substitute something else for this if you wanted to. You could potentially substitute in the other Shaundra, Novice Pyromancer. I don't think so. Novice Pyromancer is obviously a good card, but I don't think it really fits in this deck. I didn't have room for it. We want to have things that are going to sacrifice our creatures and get value out of sacrificing our creatures. And this is not just a simple mono red elementals deck. This is a Rakdos sacrifice deck. So this is an option if you're wanting to build it slightly different. You can do just go straight elementals, maybe cut Footlight Fiends, and I mean obviously you could cut your Mayhem Devil and just do very low to the ground elementals stuff, right? One card I think I didn't mention. This is dragging on a long time. We're about to get to the gameplay. Don't worry. Heartfire, wonderful card. 2 mana, sacrifice a creature to cast it, or sacrifice a creature or planeswalker actually, and then it deals 4 damage to any target. It's good. This, if we have Mayhem Devil on the field, this gets us a lot of extra damage, more than just a Lightning Strike would, even though you could argue that Lightning Strike is better because it doesn't require you to sacrifice it, and this is an additional cost requirement, but I think we want to be sacrificing creatures because of Mayhem Devil, so keep that in mind, and let's go to the gameplay. Okay, gamers, we're going into the gameplay here. Game 1 against Mr. Blakey, playing in ranked Q, and we're gold right now. So this is actually an okay hand. It's not particularly good, but I do like that we have a shock on turn 1 if they show Llanowar Elf or something here, and we have a Runaway Steam-Kin on turn 2, and we curve out nicely as long as we can draw another land or so. So this should be okay. I don't love starting the game with a Skarrgan Hellkite in hand, but you know, sometimes these things happen. Okay, we'll just go Mountain. I'm actually going to go Footlight Fiend here. I'm not going to just shock their Lava Runner. I want to hold... I'd rather hold the shock for if they show a Runaway Steam-Kin here. Alright, another Lava Runner. We'll block that. We'll trade Lava Runner for Footlight Fiend at this point in the game. Because they're straight up aggro, so we want to kind of slow them down a little bit. I'm a little bit worried about playing Runaway Steam-Kin. It's probably going to get shocked, but I feel like, I mean, there's no use in just waiting and not playing it, so I think we go ahead and play it and assume that it's going to get removed, but at least that's absorbing some damage off of our face. So that's kind of nice. All right, Blakey. So on my next turn, depending on what we see, we can shock their face, and then play Light Up the Stage. Depends on if we still have a Runaway Steam-Kin, what I'm going to do. Okay, Lightning Strike on Steam-Kin. That is to be expected. That's quite all right. I'd really prefer not to shock in Blood Crypt, but we may have to if I want to play Light Up the Stage, as well as, you know, if I want to shock and play Light Up the Stage. Yeah, we can get a Steam-Kin here. And I'm actually going to, at this point, I'm going to go ahead and shock in Blood Crypt, just so I have the removal on hand. I'm guessing they're probably going to kill my Steam-Kin again. Okay, they're flooding a little bit. Okay, Lava Runner, yep, we let that resolve. Chain Whirler. Okay, we're going to go ahead and shock Lava Runner. So that puts a counter on Steam-Kin and keeps it alive temporarily. And then I'm going to... I guess I could block it and get it off the field, but I feel like it's better to not... Yeah, I'll probably not block at this point. I'd rather keep my Steam-Kin alive. Okay, yeah, we'll just go Mayhem Devil. We're going to be taking a little bit of damage here from Goblin Chain Whirler. Honestly, okay, they've got their own Steam-Kin. They're running out of cards, and we've got plenty of cards to work with. Okay, so I'm guessing they just attack with Chain Whirler. And if they do, I may double block it and see how they choose to distribute this damage. You know what? Ooh, is that a good idea? Is it though? We go to 9. I think we have to double block this, unfortunately. They're going to kill my Steam-Kin. Yeah, I'd rather not go to 9 damage or 9 health. Ah, that sucks. I mean, we gotta light up the stage, see what we get. Hopefully not 2 Masks of Immolation. That's pretty terrible. And then we'll pass the turn and hope they don't draw anything bad. Flame of Keld. Okay, so that makes their Steam-Kin 3 toughness. They probably don't attack this turn. Or maybe they just attack with everything. Okay, that's interesting choice. I guess they do, like, they take me to 10, so that's kind of important. Okay. Do I want to do this? Yeah, I think we'll go, at this point, we'll just go double Mask of Immolation here. It's kind of a weird play, but I'd rather not play Scampering Scorcher. It doesn't help us that much. And this, on the other hand, does quite a bit, because it produces us a lot of extra damage that we can just kind of use as removal. In fact, I can wipe their board here. If they play something that I don't like, I'll just wipe their board before their Steam-Kin can get a counter put on it. Okay, skewer the critics. We're going to go ahead and target the Pyromancer with the 1 damage. Deal the extra damage to Steam-Kin. And then do the same thing again. Target you. And then target you. So we wipe their board and they wipe ours. So that's not great, but, you know. As I said, these things do happen. Fanatical Firebrand. Okay, the good thing is that they've spent all the cards in their hand, so they don't really have great options for... That's not the best. I mean, yeah, we'll go Scampering Scorcher. Do we even attack? I think I attack with probably one of these. Does it matter? I think probably 2. Just go ahead and get damage in, because if they top deck a Chain Whirler, they wipe my board, and then these do me no good. And I kind of have to... Sorry, what is this? Times 17? Pyromancer. Red Source... Why does that say times 17? Is there a reason for that, or is that just a bug? It's very strange. Okay, well, that's a lot of damage. They're going to take me to 3 this turn, which is terrible. Interesting. Interesting choice. If I were them, I definitely would have just gone for the face there. We'll go Runaway Steam-Kin, followed by Thunderkin Awakener. And we'll attack all, and we're going to snag back the Scampering Scorcher here. Produce us some blockers. Alright, and we've got a chance of actually doing something. They'll probably block Awakener, which is fine. Risk factor. Ah, jeez. So here's the deal. If we take the damage, we go to 1. But if we let them draw cards, they almost definitely draw lethal by next turn. Or by this turn. So, let's think about this for a second. I think... Because if they draw a Shock and a Lightning Strike, or like a Vioshino Pyromancer, there's too many ways for them to draw lethal. So I think I'm actually going to take the damage. That may sound really stupid. But that's what we're going to do. We'll go attack for 6. I'm actually going to go ahead and Heartfire. We get a decent amount of damage out of this. So that deals them 4. It buffs that by 1. So we get 6 damage there. We take them to 5. And then go light up the stage, which gives us 3 counters on that, which we can remove to play a Mayhem Devil and a Scorch Spitter. Alright, so if they don't draw lethal here, we should win. But, so the thing is, they can play discard a card and play Risk Factor, and we have to let them draw the cards at this point. So we have basically the same bad thing as last time. We have to decline or we die, obviously. And they probably draw a Vioshino Pyromancer or a Chain Whirler or a Shock. Pretty much anything except 3 lands will kill me. So, that's great. Yep, there's a Lightning Strike. Okay, and we lose. We were 1 turn away, though. 1 turn away. Yikes. It's a real shame. A real shame. We got close. We got close. I mean, I'm okay with losing a very close game to like normal mono red that's running all the mono red beaters that are in right now. Like Pyromancer is about to rotate out. G2 Lava Runner is going to rotate out. Chain Ruler's rotating out. Like they lose a lot in the rotation the next couple months. So I'm pretty okay with that loss. I'm fairly pleased with how the deck performed against that. So we're just moving on. Oh, I just rubbed my eyes and now my eyes hurt. Great. That's wonderful. Okay. Weird hand, but I mean, I like it. We got the lands we need. Yeah, we keep 7. We go Steam-Kin, probably into Mayhem Devil immediately afterward. And if we draw another land, which we do, we will go Scorcher after that. Okay, this looks like Simic Ramp or something. Something like that. Do you have a counterspell right now? Who plays Essence Scatter? Oh, okay. I know what this is. This is the new Simic Flash deck that is going to be super annoying. And just, yep. It's just super annoying. So they could counter this as well, but I got to play anyway, so. I know they can't play Sinister Sabotage, so they've got to have another Essence Scatter or a Quench. So on their next turn, once they get 4 mana, that's when their deck starts getting kind of beefy. So normally I'd like to have a little more board presence at this point. Syncopate, really? Ugh. I know they're gonna do it. Okay, we'll go Scampering Scorcher here. This could easily get countered, as well as everything else has so far. But I'm guessing they're gonna play Wolfpack Ambusher, or not Wolfpack, Nightpack Ambusher, the Wolf card, and they're probably gonna block Scampering Scorcher. And if they do, that's fine because it'll go to the graveyard and get brought back with Thunderkin Awakener next turn. Nope. Okay, so they may play it at the end of the turn, which would be okay. Brindborn Cutthroat, got it. So let's play Scorch Spitter, see if that draws out a counterspell. Alright, then we'll play Awakener, see if that draws out a counterspell. Oh, I forgot they exiled my Mayhem Devil. Also, where are all my Shaundras? I have not seen a single one of my Shaundras yet. That makes me particularly sad. Syncopate for 3. We're going to shock the Cutthroat before they can get a counter on it. I forget that this is not just elementals you control have haste. It's elementals you control gain haste until end of turn. Okay, really flooding out. We only have 21 lands in this deck. How have we drawn 7 of those already? Blech. Okay, we take him to 9. That is cool with me. Drop a Blood Crypt in. And see what they play. Nothing. Nothing at all. I think they're missing another blue land that they need, like another blue mana source, which is hilarious. In a deck that runs multiple, like, double blue dependent cards. That's great. Oh, come on. Boo. Boo, RNG. Wow. Okay, we take him to 4, and then we'll play another Blood Crypt. And end the turn. If we top deck a Heartfire, or... Yep, okay, they're saying good game, so it seems like I probably win now. Unless... Yep, that's it. Okay, cool. Oh, yes. That's fine with me. Fine with me. Okay, interesting matchup there. Let's go get into another game. Maybe we'll see a real deck this time. That one didn't have much to show for itself. I know that deck is just like a counter everything. Play whenever your opponent casts a spell, you counter it. And I hate that. I hate that a lot. Oh boy. Is this a good hand? No. Are we gonna keep it? Yes. The logic is sound. The logic is sound. Trust me. Yeah, we're gonna keep it for fun. I don't like to mulligan when we have 3 perfect lands here in our Mayhem Devil. So we're just gonna hope to draw into like a Footlight Fiend or something nice like that, or just another mountain, so I can be sad about flooding out in a 21 land deck. Oh, Ember Hauler, that's interesting. It's a new thing. Okay. That's also a decent option for this deck if you're not wanting to play, like if you don't have the wild cards for Runaway Steam-Kin or something, this is a good option for it. Sacrifices itself. You can play it in red. It's nice. It's obviously not as good as Steam-Kin, but it's also an uncommon, not a rare. And we all know how hard rare wild cards are to come by in this game. My guess is they probably kill Mayhem Devil this turn. Or they just rope me and take forever to play anything. That's also a possibility. If you're gonna play Lightning Strike, just do it. I know you have something. Oh, Chandra Spitfire. That's unexpected and pretty okay with me. Ugh. Gross. Yeah, this is potentially problematic. They can get a ton of damage out of that really quick, so we're gonna attack them, see what they do here. Probably they don't block. And if they don't, I'll go to damage. Then I'm going to light up the stage, see what we get. Another Mayhem Devil. Nice. You know what? I'm kind of okay with that. I could Heartfire and get rid of the Spitfire right now, but I think I probably don't. I might just set up my board for good plays. For big plays. If we can draw our Shaundra that we have 4 copies of in this deck and haven't drawn yet, please, game. I want to showcase the deck correctly. Okay, Goblin Chain Whirler. Not great because it buffs Spitfire, and we need to get rid of Spitfire kind of soon. Kind of like right now. Before it gets crazy. Oh, Scorch Spitter. Perfect. Perfect. Wait, let's see if we go Scorch Spitter. Let's Heartfire the Spitfire. Sack Scorch Spitter. This produces 2 extra damage that will go to Ember Hauler. Probably shouldn't have done that. I can also I think I'll pass. Oh, I should have played the Blood Crypt instead of Swamp. But I didn't really want to shock. The reason I did that was because in my mind I was like, I don't want to shock this in because I'm already on 15 and they have a lot of damage, like in their hand probably. But I probably should have gone ahead and just played it anyway. But I want to have mana up for Heartfire is why I would have shocked that in rather than not. Pass 2 attackers. I'm gonna actually not block this, and then see what they do here. Man, this card is stupid good. Whenever an opponent is dealt non-combat damage. That could mean a lot of things. Yeah, pass to damage. I'm guessing they have a light up the stage they're probably going to play here. Or they just play, yep, light up the stage. And they draw an Ember Hauler. Do they go Spitfire? Do they have a Spitfire? What do they have? What are they doing? What do they have? Chain Whirler. You know how much I love that. Seeing 2 Chain Whirlers on the field. It's really good. Really great. Pass to my turn. Oh, a mountain. Nice. Let's go to combat. Attack. We're going to attack with both here. I'm about to do what I probably should have done last turn. But whatever one he blocks with Chain Whirler, I'm going to Heartfire. No, wait, cancel. Do not tap those lands. We're tapping a swamp. Why would you double tap my mountains? That's so stupid. Yeah, we'll target you, sack you. So I get extra damage out of this from both of these, which I'm not going to deal to Chain Whirler. I'm going to go both to the face because I don't know what I'm going to draw with Light Up the Stage. Obviously, if I draw a Shock, I'm going to be pretty sad. But let's see. Yeah, opponent, I know it's my go. You don't have to tell me that. It's fine. I understand how this works. Okay, Ember Hauler. I'll block that. Deal 1 to the face. I honestly, I don't understand where our cards are. What is happening? Okay, Thunderkin Awakener is decent. We get a Scorch Spitter back temporarily. Great. I think we lose on next turn because I can't block their Spitfire and they're going to be able to produce a lot of damage. Let's see. Yeah, I think we don't even attack. I've got to hold blockers back or I'm going to die. I'm going to be really disappointed if I play, like, 4 games and never have a Shaundra hit the field. Like, I haven't even drawn one. I've gone through so many cards and haven't drawn, like, the best card in the deck, so that's great. We'll block there. And I'm actually going to... do I want to just chump block with Thunderkin Awakener? Really? But if I take the 3, that's 4, and then they have to deal... I mean, yeah, I almost definitely die if I don't block Chain Whirler. It's too much damage. Like, too much potential damage here. Yep. I guess we go to... No, I should have gone to the face, I suppose. But I think I die here anyway. That deals 2 damage to me. And then this becomes a 4-2. And if they have a shock, I lose. Shock. There it is. They found it. All right. Magic is easy. Just draw what you need. Am I right, guys? Just draw what you need. Stealing Merchant's catchphrase. Okay, let's get back in there. Let's get back in there and try to have a Shaundra this time. We're gonna send up a quick prayer to the RNGesus. Please give us the cards that we want to play. Stop giving me only lands. Seriously. Yeah. Okay, it's fine. It's fine. Keep 7. Go Blood Crypt first. I guess I could go Mountain first to see what they draw or see what they play. Maybe shock it, but I think I'll just go Blood Crypt tapped because we've gone up against a lot of mono red, and I don't want to shock in a land against. Have to shock in a land against mono red. Okay, this is probably blue flashy stuff. So this is actually a decent start against them. getting a Runaway Steam-Kin out before they can have a creature counterspell. They can only have a... Yeah, Spectral Sailor, okay. I was like, whoa. They don't have a counterspell, right? Nope. There's no 1-mana counterspells for creatures, which is very nice. Very nice. Unsummon. Don't bully me, opponent. That's not cool. I'm a little bit confused as to why they did that right there. Just doesn't make much sense to use that and on your own turn. I feel like you would want to use that after I've done something. Like when I'm trying to attack with it, maybe. I don't know. And then send it back to my hand so I have to play it again. But hey, man, I don't make the rules. Opting? Okay. I'll resolve that. I'm not ready to shock Spectral Sailor. I want to see what else they play on their turn. Because they're playing probably mostly blue pirates. Potentially Azorius Flyers, and we just haven't seen it yet, but I'm pretty sure they're playing mono blue. Yeah, I'll just take the 1 damage. I'm not concerned with it. They could have Chart a Course, and that's okay. Alright, I'll shock it now. See if I can draw out a counterspell here or an unsummon. Go ahead and get that out of the way. Rodster, what are you gonna do? You want to keep your Spectral Sailor alive? Do ya, Rodster? I'm about to be that person who says your go all the time. Your go. Okay, Spell Pierce. Fine. At least we drew out a counterspell and we get a doodad on our Steam-Kin. Okay, well, let's go Scampering Scorcher. This almost definitely gets countered. They could have Essence Scatter or Wizard... No, they couldn't play Wizard's Retort because they don't have a Wizard. Yep. And then we go and attack them. Hopefully they don't have another unsummon to get rid of my Runaway Steam-Kin, but they definitely might. Oh, okay. They don't. They do not. Tempest Djinn. Okay. Heartfire is seeming pretty good about now. The big question of the day is, do they block with Tempest Djinn if I attack with Runaway Steam-Kin? We're going to go ahead and play Mayhem Devil to get this to a 4/4. And then, so now they have to make that decision. Do they want to kill my Steam-Kin? Because I'm actually, if they block like this, if they block here, I'm okay with that. I'll take that trade. Definitely. This is a 4/4 or better that I can't block, and that's super fine, opponent. You do that. Yep. And I still take you to 11, and I still get to cast Light Up the Stage. Obviously, I don't have the mana from Runaway Steam-Kin, but I'm very okay with how that turn went. And we got another one in hand. Yay! Oh my goodness. Okay. Let's go Steam-Kin first, see what happens. Maybe they counter this. Do ya? Okay, Wizard's Retort. That's fine. Resolve that. I'd rather have the Thunderkin Awakener anyway. You can't Wizard's Retort this, but you could Essence Scatter. And you concede. Really, opponent? Come on now. I just wanted to get that sweet, sweet combo. Ugh. Okay, we're going to get there. We're going to get this thing going. This is the last game, no matter what. I haven't been paying attention to the time, but hopefully this video isn't dragging on too long. But I really want to get my my Mayhem Devil and my Shaundra out on the field at the same time. Oh, geez. This is actually a bad hand. Too many swamps. We need more red sources. I mean, I guess this isn't terribly terrible. You know what? I'm going to keep this. I'm going to keep it. I'll go Mountain, Scorch Spitter. Get something onto the field at the start. And Red Smith Mulligans. Yep. There we go. I mean, the main thing we have to be concerned about is that we need 2 red mana sources for if we draw a Shaundra. So, yep. And then we'll light up the stage. Because we can do that already. It's great. Mask of Immolation and a Scorch Spitter. I think we go Scorch Spitter, honestly. I'm not going to hold the shock for their turn. This is a fine board state. Another Scorch Spitter. Great. That's great. Let's attack. And see what happens. They could flash in something to block here. Nope. We go to damage. Okay. I'm going to go Mask of Immolation and Scorch Spitter. Like, what are they going to do? It seems like they may have a negate up. Okay, they concede. Well, okay. Remember when I said that was the last game? It's not the last game. We're gonna play one more because that one took like 5 seconds. That was not cool, opponent. Not cool. I need to show this deck. I need this. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Illyrion. This is not the same opponent as last time, right? I know it was a Karn avatar, but ew. Okay, fine. We'll keep and assume we draw into a better lands than this. Because we can go Footlight Fiend into Runaway Steam-Kin into maybe Mayhem Devil. Oh boy. That's great. Mono red. My favorite. Oh, Scorch Spitter. Okay. This may be like a mirror matchup thing. Runaway Steam-Kin. We did not draw the mountain we needed, but we drew something. I'm actually going to hold Footlight Fiend as a blocker to block Scorch Spitter. If they attack, I'll take that trade. So they're doing a Calamity thing. That's cool. That's cool. No attacks, huh? Alright, we will go Mayhem Devil, and then attack with Steam-Kin. And we're about to be rolling so hard. I mean, they might roll me pretty hard with... if they get to turn 4 and play Scampering Scorcher, that's going to be bad. Also, if they play Chandra Spitfire right here, that's also really bad. So we'll probably have to Heartfire that. Yep, Chandra Spitfire, we'll kill that. Let's see about this. Okay, so what do? We Heartfire, sacrifice Footlight Fiend. Let's go to combat and attack all here. I'm not going to play either of these yet. I'm going to hold them. Okay, well, let's see. Okay, we get the same amount of damage either way, so let's go to damage. And then we'll Heartfire, target you, sack you. Deal the damage from Mayhem Devil will kill with Scorch Spitter with, and Footlight Fiend will go face. And that should about close the game up, probably. We have a lot of life on them, and the board is kind of ours. Oh, there's the Shaundra Acolyte of Flame. Can we please top deck one so that I can feel good about myself? Yeah, I mean, they do a lot of damage here. I guess a lot. 4 is kind of a lot. Light up the stage. They draw some cards. Get 2 more Cavalcades. That's actually scary because that means they have a crap load of damage next turn. And they sacrifice them, and we kill them with it. Okay, I am not going to play another game. I'm sorry that I didn't get to show you Shaundra actually hitting the board. It's a real shame. Sorry about the RNG on that one. Let's go back and briefly talk about this deck. Something I thought about throwing in here was Drill Bit. Because we're playing so aggressively, you could play Drill Bit instead of Duress. The only problem with playing Drill Bit... So what this is a 3 mana spell, but a spectacle for 1 black mana, and target player reveals their hand, you choose a non-land card from it, and that player discards that card. So it's a pretty good way to remove big threats from your opponent's hand early on in the game. And you don't have to. It doesn't have to specifically be a non-creature, non-land card. It's just a non-land card, right? But the only problem with this is that Runaway Steam-Kin is not triggered by Drill Bit, so I didn't want to have anything in this deck that did not have red in the mana cost, and I felt like Drill Bit was just not useful enough to sacrifice that for it, you know. So that's an option if you want to go that route. It's good because we have a lot of ways to deal damage to our opponent early on, so we can get that Drill Bit's spectacle cost activated and get that going. I mean, I guess you could also, in that vein, you could play other spectacle things like Skewer the Critics, or even what's her name? Okay, Rick's Mighty Reveler. Rick's Mighty Reveler, as a way to draw cards and put a body on the field. So other things that you can do. So that's gonna be it for this deck tech. Let me know what you thought of it in the comments below. I really appreciate you guys' viewership, and you have fun out there. Keep playing Magic, and I hope you like this deck. I hope if you build this, that it does well for you. I will see you next time when we rub our bellies together in a circle. That's probably not going to be what the next video is. It's probably just going to be more Magic stuff. Okay, that's it. Bye.